Alright guys, welcome back, it's me Christian. Now, I've got a monkey branching story to share with you guys from a subscriber. I'm going to go through his email and you're going to see all the red flags, basically what this guy went through. And let it be a warning to all of you. Guys, when you date, I say all the time, very careful quality of woman that you choose. Always take things slow, never ignore the red flags. And just remember, when you meet a woman, you want to have an open mind. Okay? Because you can meet a girl and she may be perfect on the outside, but they can always hide who they are on the inside. That's something that comes out slowly over time. And you can be with someone for many years and they can still hide who they are. But eventually it will come out. Which is why you don't want to rush into a relationship. You don't want to meet a girl in 3 months thinking that she's, a perfect match for you. Right? Relationships take a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of understanding and growing together, ups and downs. And it's two people that really understand themselves and each other. So, if you get involved with the wrong woman, it's something that can affect your self-esteem and it can hurt you emotionally for a long time. So if you're in a situation like this guy, you might want to leave that relationship before it gets worse. So with that said, let's get right into it. So to keep his namesake, I'm going to call him Jimmy. So Jimmy writes in and he says, "What's up, Christian? I've been following your channel for roughly about 8 months now. My story is based off the fact that my ex monkey branched on me. We were together for 4 years. The first 3 years were good. However, I noticed that things started changing when she got her career. I understood that she would be more busy overall, and I'm not a needy person in my relationships. Good. My ex started acting different when she started going to the gym and getting in shape. She stopped spending time with me, and I noticed she was becoming less interested in me." Well, this is like the first thing I'm already seeing here that doesn't add up. So he's been with this girl for 4 years. 3 years are fine. And all of a sudden, in the 4th year, she starts hitting the gym. She starts getting into amazing shape. And if you've been with this girl for 4 years, she should be head over heels in love with you. She should want to spend all her time with you. That attachment and the bond should have built up in such a strong way that whenever she has free time, she should be pursuing you, wanting to spend her free time around you. She should be connecting with you multiple times throughout the day because she wants your love and your attention. But yet, on the 4th year, you guys being together, she's pulling away. Coincidentally, she's doing that as she's going to the gym getting in better shape. Because if she's not spending time with you, she don't want to look good for you. Now, why is this a problem? Guys, if you meet a girl from day one, she goes to the gym, she plays sports, she's in great shape, that's who she is. She's going to want to look good for herself. And as she becomes closer to you, she's also going to want to look good for you. Now, why is it so different in Jimmy's case? Because he's been with this girl for 4 years. There's no mention of her always working out. And if all of a sudden she develops an interest in getting in great shape, and at the same time she's not spending any time with you, please believe she's looking for an exit. Either she's already with this type of woman, either she's already found another guy she wants, which you're going to see, or she's trying to make herself more sexy. She's going to try and make herself look more attractive to members of the opposite sex because she wants to get attention from someone else, not from him. Because all of a sudden, towards the end of the relationship, she's going to the gym, but she's not spending time with him, and he can see it. So he said, "Before I continue, I saw a few red flags when we met." Oh, okay, so right off the bat, he saw red flags, he ignored them. This is what happens, guys. He said, "When we met, she would always tell me that her brothers don't want to meet me because she always breaks up with her boyfriends after a while. Me not realizing that this was a severe character flaw. Oh yeah, this ain't even a red flag. This is a red alarm." So, translation, as Maya Angelou said, a very famous quote, when somebody tells you who you are, believe them. What did his ex tell him when they first met? My brothers don't want to meet you because they say I always break up. I always break up with my boyfriends after a while. What does this translate to? I use men. I date a guy, I get bored, I'm on to the next. I line up replacements. She has like a string of hearts she's broken, of different men she's hurt. And her brothers have seen it. Her brothers have seen her use guys, manipulate them, play with them, not take relationships seriously. So her brothers are thinking, you got another boyfriend, but we don't even want to know him. There's no point us becoming friends with this guy if you're just going to kick him out in a month. So that there is a severe character flaw. And also, if she has, as a woman, can't hold on to a man long term, what does that say? All a woman's got to do is be faithful, feminine, submissive, good communicator, respectful, supportive to a man, nurturing. That's it. Guy's sold on that. And if she looks good, bonus points. So really, she's the one that's cutting all these guys off and using them. She's having her fun. He said, fast forward to around March, she completely broke up with me, but the reason she was giving me didn't make sense, saying that she feels better off single and that she's focused on herself. Well, yeah, you're going to see now in a second why it doesn't make sense. He said, we stayed in touch from the time she told me this until around August. Well, right here's a mistake from his part. You know, if she dumped you because she wanted to be single, after that, there should have been no reason to stay in contact. After that, you should have, taken your time to heal and, mend your heart. So he said, so we stayed in touch from this time, she told me this, until around August. This is when I started doing research on social media and I found out she was with another man. What a coincidence. And this man she had met around January or February. So while they were together, she lined up a replacement, but hey, just like she told him, she wanted to be single and work on herself and focus on herself. So why did she keep him in? Why did she stay in touch with him while she's with some other guy? Because just in case that guy doesn't work out, she knows she can go back to him. You're a break glass in case of emergency backup man. Okay, she gets bored, you can, reach back into the bag and pull you out and fucking have some fun with you. That's really what you were used for. So we can see this woman doesn't have integrity and she's not honest. No loyalty, no trust. You can't have that. You can't have that. Okay, with a woman. You cannot have a relationship with a woman that doesn't have any integrity, that isn't honest, and isn't a woman worthy of respect. And in this case, guys, this disqualifies her from being relationship material. Okay? I tried to work things out with her before I ever knew there was another man involved, as I didn't want to see a 4-year relationship go down the drain. Now, from an emotional perspective, I can understand where he's coming from. Guys, if you've invested time and effort, years into a relationship, you don't want to see it go to waste. And for you guys watching that are not in a situation, you might think, it's going to be easy. It should be easy for him to leave. However, you must understand, from an emotional perspective, it is difficult to break away when you have those emotions involved. But from a logical standpoint, just walk away. Right? And especially when a woman dumps you, you never chase after her. And if you're going to stay there and keep in touch and be her friend, she will respect you even less, because she knows if you were a man of value and you respected yourself, you wouldn't stay in back position. You wouldn't stay there and be her friend when it's not what you really want. So she herself knows he's easy to use. I can manipulate him. So what does she do? She just keeps you there in backup position. He said she would tell me things to make it seem like I'm the reason why we broke up, basically naming all of my character flaws, which were just a cover-up for the fact that she was with another man. She kept me in backup and would even call and text me all the time until the day I found out about her new boyfriend. And then we haven't spoken since, which was August 15th of 2020. So basically, she's projecting all of her flaws onto him. Remember, what you have inside of you is what you're going to give. So she herself knows that she's guilty. She's the one in the wrong. But to make herself feel better about it, what does she do? She projects all of those insecurities, all the things she did wrong onto him, saying that it's his fault, trying to basically blame shift. No accountability, no responsibility. I wouldn't be surprised if this woman came from a broken home and didn't heal from it. He said, I haven't been able to move on from this due to the fact that I feel extremely betrayed. My confidence and self-worth have also been affected extremely. Can you give me some advice to other men who are victims of monkey branching? Well, before I answer those questions, I want to read the second part, because he did send me a second email giving me more information on his ex. He said, to give you more insight on my situation and more background on my ex, when I met my ex, she was very insecure. She would always try to check my phone and ask me about women on Instagram that I didn't even know, and just followed from back in the day. Her relationship with her dad is not good. He's one of those fathers that spends all of their time working and not really affectionate towards his kids. He cheated on her mother and had a child outside of wedlock. There you go. Father figure wasn't strong, wasn't masculine, didn't have any honor, and he passed those traits right on to his daughter. She didn't heal from it. One part I forgot to add is that in June, she came to my house to pick up her belongings, and she kissed me. Mind you, she was already with that other guy, therefore, she cheated on him also. There you go. This is the type of woman she is. When I confronted her on August the 15th, I told her how insecure she is, and we proceeded to argue, and she told me she didn't even want me to kiss her, and that I forced her to do it. So, manipulation. She's the one who kissed him. And then she's trying to turn it around and say that he forced her. This girl's got red flags written all over her. When she broke up with me, she told me that I wasn't family oriented because I'm an introverted person. And every time I hung around her large family, I felt like they would always judge me and tell her things about me. I always felt like I had to perform for them and be on my best behavior. Well, her family was dysfunctional, and she didn't get any principles and values from her parents, that's for sure, at least not from her father. And that's the love she really needed. She didn't get it. He wasn't affectionate, he cheated on her mother. That's going to make her grow up and be very distrusting of men. And look at the way she turned out, just like her dad. So, carrying on then. She even told me to be on my best behavior. She even told me, to make me feel worse, that her brother's girl said I was staring at her. Said, Christian, I wouldn't lie to you about this. This was another insecure woman who just got her gym body, so she was on a high horse. And also, she also takes half-naked pictures on Instagram too. Well, women that flaunt their body in such a way like that have low self-esteem. And if you do any research on attention-seeking behavior, it comes from people that are mentally unstable. You see, and it goes hand in hand with low self-esteem. Why? This woman didn't get her self-esteem built up from her parents in her childhood. Her father wasn't affectionate, didn't love her, didn't give any principles or values, never disciplined her, never held her accountable for her mistakes, didn't love her like she needed to be. What happens? Now she has a dysfunctional way to live. So when she grows up, her basic core needs weren't met. What happens? She's not getting enough attention from you, or feels like it's not enough, so she feels like she needs to get validation from everyone. Women that grew up with a healthy self-esteem will only want attention from the ones they love. Mum, dad, their siblings, their best friends, their close friends, you, their boyfriend, the husband, things like that. So when a woman feels like she has to take half-naked pictures on Instagram, what she's basically saying is, I need to flaunt my body and show it off to the entire world so that I feel good about myself. So she, in essence, only feels validated, right, when random people she doesn't care about are basically lusting after her. That's what makes her feel good about herself. So therefore, she's dysfunctional. He said, I was extremely hurt by her making that comment, as I never looked at her in a disrespectful manner, nor would I disrespect her family that way. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me. So, back to the first part of his email. what advice do you have? What advice can you give me, and advice for other men who are victims of their woman monkey branching? Now, I've spoken about monkey branching quite often on the channel, and this is something I see a lot with guys that get cheated on. It's going to really affect your self-esteem. This isn't like a normal breakup where you're incompatible, you head to different paths in life. You know, when there's cheating and lying involved to this level, that's going to really hurt your confidence. And when you've spent many years with a woman and you've been faithful and honest, you've been nothing but good to that girl, and she turns around and betrays you, the reality is that is going to affect you. Now, here's where a lot of guys go wrong. Many men hold on to that relationship thinking that somehow they had some part to play in it. Well, the reason why she cheated on me was because I wasn't a good boyfriend, or I should have been stronger, or I should have made more effort. It's never your fault, guys, she cheated on you. That is a reflection of who she is. So for you guys that your self-esteem is lowered, you let it affect you too much because you're holding on, thinking that somehow it's your fault, I want you to change the way you're seeing things. Because it's not your fault. She cheated on you because of the person that she is. Alright? I say it all the time. Women that come from a broken home, daddy issues, women that are promiscuous, have women that are attention seekers, that haven't healed from their childhood trauma. This is what they do. It's always the same outcome. You could be the perfect boyfriend or perfect husband for 10, 15 years straight. She'd still do it to you. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. Because when her needs aren't met, because she doesn't have integrity, she's not going to sit down and communicate to you and tell you what's wrong, what she needs from you. Because a good girl will do that. And if her needs aren't met, she'll leave. But these women that are damaged and broken, this is what they do. Before they leave, they'll have an exit strategy. They'll have another man on standby, and then they'll keep using you for attention just in case it doesn't work out with him. And if you find out or you call her out on her BS, and you know what she's done, she'll cut you off. That's nothing to do with you. Even if you were weak or you showed insecurities or you didn't know how to date her properly, it still doesn't justify her behavior. Because yet again, if she was a good woman, she would have just left if her needs weren't met. So for you guys that are somehow blaming yourself, feel any guilt, thinking you could have been a different man or that you could have changed it, you can't. She was like this before you met her, when you were with her, and now that you're gone. And guess what? The new guy she's with, you know what she's going to do when her needs aren't met? She'll do the same thing to him. She'll line up another replacement. And her brother said it at the very beginning. Right? When she said, oh, my brothers don't want to meet you because they say it doesn't really last with my boyfriends. Why doesn't it last? Because she keeps running off to another one. New supply, new toy to play with. That's the way she is. And with women that cheat, guys, it's always going to be the same end result. And that's why when I do these monkey branching videos, what I want to make really clear. So guys, your self-esteem, once you understand that, shouldn't be too hurt. Because it's not your fault. It's zero. It is her fault, 100%. You're not responsible for anything. The only thing you're responsible for was ignoring the red flags and choosing the wrong woman. But now that you know this, you've got a chance to start fresh and heal. So cut that woman off, stop stalking her social media, Facebook, Instagram, delete her off of everything, sever that emotional tie. Have a close support group of friends and family you can go to and talk about this to them. Because you're going to need, to surround yourself with people that love you, with good people that will uplift you, right? Because when you're feeling down, you need others to lift you up, right? And just give yourself time to heal. You must feel it to heal it. Guys, you've got to let those negative emotions out, right? If you want to try and block off these feelings, it's just going to stay like a knot and it will affect you, right? And it's always going to be there in the back of your mind. You've got to let it out. And what I'm seeing with guys that get involved with this type of woman, especially time and time again, is most men do not understand how to have a healthy relationship or what are the signs to look for to have a healthy relationship, to choose a good woman, right? So all that Disney fantasy crap about, what if she's just pretty? I can make the relationship work. That's got to stop. You have to dig deeper next time around. Get to know her family. What is she like? On a good day, on a bad day. Their internal qualities. What are her values? Look at who she's hanging around. What is her lifestyle like? What are her principles or morals? What is this woman like on a day-to-day? Okay? He was with her for 4 years. But guess what? The red flags were there from the very beginning. From when he started dating her. That's the way she is. And sooner or later, she was going to do it to him. And you know what? She did end up cheating on him. And he found out. So if you're in a situation like that, it will hurt your self-esteem. But you want to build that self-esteem back up? Don't live in fantasy land. Accept it for what it is. It's not your fault she cheated on you. She cheated on you because that is who she is as a person. She doesn't have any integrity. You couldn't change that for her. She was messed up before you met her. So guys, if you have been victim of monkey branching, separate yourself from any guilt or blame you ever feel, because it really ain't your fault. That's really what I want you to understand. And then give yourself permission to grieve and take the time to heal, because it will take a long time. Right? That's all I've got to say on this video, guys. And to end it, for you guys that want to send me your situation, whether it's monkey branching, whether it's a different situation with women, or any questions you have, any video suggestions, feel free to send me an email. It's going to be in the description, and it's also in the About tab on the YouTube channel. And make sure when you do ask me something, be detailed, be precise, right? And with that said, guys, give it a like, subscribe, comment down below if you haven't, anything you'd like to say, and I'll see you guys in the next one.